Hello Internet, I'm John. Today I want to talk a little bit about the state of resource consolidation in Stellaris 4.0. Previously, in kind of my first game under Stellaris 4.0 with a resource consolidation machine intelligence, I had concerns or complaints about resource consolidation, and I think I was wrong. I think I just wasn't using it very well, and a lot of the problems that I had can be avoided, and I think it still has a lot of potential for a good early game alloy rush. Um, so I want to talk about how resource consolidation works now and how to use it. Um, so resource consolidation, you start with a machine world, 100% habitability. You start with you got your city districts with archives and industry, like any regular gestalt. You have drone storage, so your amenity situation starts off in pretty good shape. Post drone storage buffs in 4.0.1 or 2 or whatever. We get a machine assembly plant. And instead of mining and mining and generator districts like you used to get, we get these nexus districts that we can swap the designations on if you want to. And they're initially specialized for generators and for mining. And we have a third that we can put something in later once we build a district there. And this is actually an interesting quirk. So I did the soul starting system, and you still get the blockers, which is kind of annoying. But playing Soul, I think, guarantees that no UNE spawns, which is kind of nice. So the issue with these districts, these raw resource districts, previously with playing resource consolidation, your raw resource districts were uncapped, but they were like the same as any other raw resource district you might get. And that's no longer true, right? Because these have considerably more flexibility in what you can do with them, because you can change designations to things. You can do more industry or urban expansion or whatever with these. But they're also much more expensive, right? So an ordinary mining district costs like 400 or 500 minerals and has an upkeep of like 2 or 3 energy and a build time of certainly not 600 days. And post-specialization, it also gives you, I guess we're talking about it gives you 300 mineral mining jobs. So these districts are very expensive for what you get in terms of raw resource production jobs if you're building districts. So don't do that. Don't build districts. Build buildings for your raw resource production initially, right? So that is the advantage we start with here, is that these districts come pre-specialized. And in these specialization building slots, we can put buildings that give us raw resource production jobs. And they're not a lot, right? 200 jobs for 400 minerals is not as efficient as a specialized mining district, which is 300 jobs for like 500 minerals. It's not as good, but it's enough to get us off the ground. And I think my stall last game was in part driven by a failure to recognize this and a failure to use these buildings. Meanwhile, something that resource consolidation is strong at is that these city districts give a ton of jobs, right? So for an ordinary empire, their city district specializations give about 100 jobs per district. So with archives and a mixed industry specialization, you're getting like 50 bureaucrats and 20, 20, 20 each of physicists, biologists, engineers, and then you get like 50 artisans and 50 metallurgists or something like that. Meanwhile, resource consolidation gets 3 times that. So our city districts are awesome, and they're cheap, right? The city districts are 500 minerals and 2 energy per month, just like anybody else's. So these are amazing, and we should build them. And so the trick basically is just like, we're going to use these instead. And because we start with heavy industry, we don't have any artisans, so instead we get fabricators. And then they're still tripled, right? So a hive also, or a machine intelligence not in resource consolidation starting with a machine world, would get 100 fabricators per city district. We get 3 times that. So our alloy production is already outstanding. If you ordinarily, in any other, maybe not any other, but most other starting conditions for the game, you might be at like plus 12 or plus 16 alloy per month. We are already at plus 52. Looking back at some of my previous exterminator videos, right, being in the plus 50 to plus 80 alloys per month range is where we want to be to build up an alloy bank to build a bunch of corvettes to go fight people in 2220. So we're already there. We hardly have to do any work at all to get our alloy production where it needs to be to go rush people down. So that's awesome. Instead, that means that we can focus on building up the raw resource economy, doing a little bit more alloy production, and it gives us the opportunity to potentially do more tech and unity on top of the same alloy rush that we would have had before. So I think I was completely wrong about resource consolidation. It's actually awesome. Or at least it's fine. You know, it's playable. And just to kind of like show you, right? So what are the AI empires? What is their starting income for alloys, right? Plus 10, plus 11, plus 10, right? We're so far ahead. You know, here's we got a plus 20. They might be a hive or something. Yep. Yeah, so they're gestalts. Because they're gestalts, they also don't have mixed industry, so they're getting twice the metallurgists that other empires are, right? So, but still, plus 20 is less than half of what we're making in terms of alloy surplus per month. So we're so far ahead on alloys already from day one without having unpaused that it isn't even funny. And what's strange here? Is that this is a big change from how resource consolidation used to work, where before you would get 2 metallurgists per city district until you took the Machine World's perk, and then your Machine World upgraded. And this was a change in Machine Age, basically to buff Machine Worlds, to give them 4 jobs per district, starting in mid-game without making resource consolidation too strong. But I think they kind of messed it up in the 4.0 patch, and now instead you just get triple jobs in your city districts like from game start. So probably this will get nerfed at some point, but for the moment it's pretty good. So anyway, I'm just gonna play the opening moves, I guess. So yeah, we could call it here. We could play the opening moves. We'll do the first 20 years or so, get the alloy in the bank, and just move quickly. This is another interesting observation where nanotech right now gets this building, the Nano Research Lab. It's actually amazing now, and I think the way that it is built now is to let you skip these lab techs. I think we're going to take a name though. Naval Cap could be good, but again, Biolab's pretty good. We'll do Corvette build patterns though. That's hard to pass up. We'll survey habitables. Oop. And look for choke points. And we'll just build up some alloy or some mineral bank. Plus 61 is a little low for me. I like to be around plus 100 per month. I feel like that's comfortable to be like going and building stuff with at a reasonable pace. But we need about, what, 400 for surface mines? Yeah. Something else I've been thinking about here, infinite opportunities, no good anymore, right? We can get all of the amenities that we ever need from drone storage. So we can just drop infinite opportunities from day one, and that was a mistake. And start finding the voice. When finding the voice is ready, we'll fire it, and by then, what I've been doing with exterminators recently, well, you'll see. Several habitables, and a dead end. This is such a comfy spot, right? Where like, I keep getting spawns down to the base of the choke, and then you're dealing with people on both sides and up. This is great. I can, push down here, get a choke down here, and then fight whoever's up here, and not have too many. It should be nice. Again, I don't know how long I'll run this game, but at this point, I think we're no longer achievement eligible because I observered, but... What did I take if Civics was? I don't remember. Oh, okay, sure. The usual replicator and exterminator. I took espionage on my core node. What else did we get? So we'll come back to that. Okay, we got 2 instances of assembly speed, great, and agenda speed and naval cap. That's all fine. So I took the espionage thing here, and this espionage trait is actually pretty good if you want to do espionage. And as an exterminator, we don't have any other uses for our envoys besides espionage. So infiltration speed is good, operation cost is good. These are both bonuses you can't really get from like Subterfuge, for example. And what's funny here is that the regulatory node can roll this, and the growth node can also roll this. So I had an exterminator game over the weekend where all 3 of these nodes had this at level 2, and I stacked up, plus 75% infiltration speed and like minus 30 or 40% operation cost. And I was getting through a lot of espionage with that. So anyway, I think it's just kind of a fun pick. Right, so traditions. I've been starting prosperity. And a couple reasons here. One is that the build cost and upkeep, these are pretty good bonuses. We have a lot of stuff to build. We're going to save a lot of minerals over the course of the game if we start that early. And then the other thing is that the agenda. Favored society is great when you only have one planet. Because the resources from jobs on your capital, that's all of your resources pretty much. So it's just a huge boost early game. So we finish Find the Voice as quickly as we can, and again, I should have switched that earlier. And then we do Favored Society, and we'll fire that when it becomes ready. So my overall tradition strategy, though, is that I'm going to start Prosperity, pick up a couple nodes here, and then move to Supremacy, particularly if I meet someone early. So we have plenty of minerals to do some building construction. And then I wanted to get the initial node of Prosperity in before I go spend Unity on a second scientist. We'll get him in position to move. Science ships out. We can do... Oh, that's really unfortunate to get a good governor trait and a bad governor trait. Because you don't really want to use a scientist as a governor unless you're going to do science stuff. We can do Discovery Chance. I think I have a species trait that gives leader experience gain penalties. And the reason for this, ultimately, I don't like leaders that much. And in the early game, having your leaders level too fast is a really good way to spend a lot of Unity that maybe I would rather be spending on tradition progress. So I've been fiddling with that. Previously, you would take the one that increased pop assembly, or like replicator upkeep, right? It's like, okay, it costs a little more alloy, but like I can live with it. Now though, that trait decreases job efficiency, so it slows down all of your pop assembly forever by a huge amount. It's like minus 20% or something. So that trait has become really bad. And I've been fiddling with like, okay, well, what other negative traits do I take? So my thinking with Uncanny is that this affects maintenance drones, right? Entertainers maintenance drones. I don't want to have maintenance drones. I want to get all my amenities from drone storage. If I need trade, I would rather get trade from trade drones. So I don't know that I care about a job efficiency penalty to entertainers. And then pop housing is like, I think we were using pop housing before. I think I just had to switch these two in for the trade that used to increase pop assembly cost. We're still doing dry worlds. This is pretty lousy. What do we got and where? Okay, somebody... this looks like Tiaki. Ah, void worms. Splendid. I don't know that I particularly want to like actually start first contact with void worms in an accelerated way. Oh, they're both. Okay, you're not in surveying. Something else I've been fiddling with has been like redesigning my ships and retrofitting them before I send them exploring, and I keep forgetting. I think it would probably be a smart thing to do. Where is the Leviathan? I feel like that's one of those pop-ups that should come with a like, take me to the location. It's kind of alarming.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
And then we're gonna need energy as well, pretty soon. But again, we have a building we can build for it, so it's fine. I still have. I'm a little thin on maintenance drones. We can clear sprawling slums to get another pop. That is one nice thing about.
System survey complete.
The soul start. I could have waited to start buildings until this came up, but oops. I'm wondering if like this is the Void Worm home system. Survey complete. That's tropical 9, size 9. That's awful. Here we got a couple decent habitables probably. I do think I want to survey up to the choke, and then we'll do these. This is a great little pocket here. I love it when you start as exterminators and you just have like a pocket with
non-standard space.
I guess that's that could be open too. That's a bummer. So I guess three chokes. Leaders leveling. Stability's okay. Especially if you go nanotech, then you don't get the stability bonus for modularity. It's alright. Okay, these are tough choices. I like sublight speed a lot. I like naval cap a lot. I think we take sublight speed though. We can build anchorages, right? Like, I can't build starbase buildings that give me more sublight speed. We're getting a lot of planets in this initial spawn zone.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Even if they are lousy. How do I want to play that? This doesn't do us any good now. Until we start meeting people and spying on them. So we'll balance the mid-game against the early game in terms of trade selection.
Planetary alert. Blocker expunged.
Darn autosave thing popping up. Okay, so now we still have some pops. Our energy surplus is falling, so we'll do voltaics. More habitables. Good lord. Leaders leveling. Spark of Genius. Always happy to see that on the cognitive node. And yeah, we'll pick up Espionage. Ship build speed's not that important, but a second instance of Espionage is great. I'm coming. Okay, so this is a dead end too. Oh, this is just such a fantastic spawn. I couldn't have asked for better. Okay, so the upkeep would be okay. How much are we spending on upkeep? Man, I'm failing at math tonight. Buildings, districts, about 50, so it saves us about 5 energy a month. It's like half pop or something. But ordinarily, I probably would go start Supremacy at this point.
Council agenda
I think from the Observer, we probably don't have close neighbors, really. But, you know, we'll play it honest, as close as we can. Yeah. What a spawn. Our Admiral is kind of lousy. So I don't really care if I lose him. Like, ultimately, if I lose him, I can go to get a better one, right? Or I can not pay the unity cost of his upkeep, and instead can go spend that unit on traditions until it comes time to actually go attack someone, and then I can pick up a better Admiral.
Situation log adjusted.
First League, that's fine. Relic worlds are okay. We can use them to produce lots of artifacts. That's actually kind of an interesting observation, is that knowing that we can potentially have a source of massive artifact income could inform our decisions about pursuing archaeotech components. Okay, so now we're just kind of waiting for our pops to build up. We can clear some stuff, I guess. First contact, I know this is, yeah, Enclave. So at this point, it's 2204, and we already have 3k, almost 3k alloys in the bank, which is enough for about 30 corvettes. Especially once
surface variable detected.
Build cost reductions come online.
Planetary alert. Blocker expunged.
But I'm thinking about like my ally balance and my influence balance in terms of like, okay, how much expansion do I want to do here?
System survey complete.
So this could be a cross spoke link, potentially.
Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Nope, give me the system. Okay, so we popped in right next to... I guess it's mining drones, but there's just the one. That's weird. So rip our Admiral. That's fine, though. Okay, he got away. But that's actually great. Because mining drones mean we can get mining drone laser, which is awesome. In the early game. It falls off as evasion comes up, but it's pretty okay at the beginning. Yeah, I can't move him because he's missing an action. So that stalls our exploration a little, but that's fine. We have everything we need right here. I kind of like survey speed early.
Planetary alert. Blocker expunged.
Ship upkeep is, I think, my favorite first tradition in Supremacy because we're paying ship upkeep right now, right? So this saves us resources over time. It's probably not as strong as this one in terms of the total resources saved at this point in the game, but still, it's savings over time. The other ones, you know, build speed doesn't help until we go to build up. Yeah, bombardment damage doesn't help until we go to fight, so.
System survey complete.
I don't quite have enough pops to like man the jobs, but we'll get there.
System survey complete.
It looks like it doesn't connect out, though. It looks like a dead end there. Trickster I like. Cautious I also like. Good for preserving your fleet.
System survey complete.
Amplifier is pretty good now. I don't really expect to struggle with crime too much, so I think we'll go with the extra unity income.
Alert. Non-standard.
Okay, yeah, so that is the Void Worm home system. That's kind of annoying. Actually, how much strength do they have there now? I set it like 50% Void Worms. It looks like it doesn't. I don't know if that means it nerfs the fleets or nerfs the numbers or what, but.
Alert. Non-standard space entity encountered.
Okay, we got amoebas. We're a little bit of everything here.
Alert. Non-standard space entity.
This is one thing that's really annoying about 4.0 is not being able to see districts. But I think if you don't have a starbase in the system, or something in the system giving you visibility, that's interesting. Physics boost. But I think we can still see it in the expansion planner. So this is handy if you're struggling with seeing with districts on things. So we got a great mining world here. Habitability is a bit lousy, but a lot of potential. And Sirius 3 will be our generator world. I hadn't really thought too hard about Mars machine world potential either. This might end up being our mining world with better habitability. Curators?
Entity has decrypted
Fine.
communications. Construction complete.
More habitables.
Hostile fleet.
Actually running out of
assets
amenities. What? Oh yeah. I assume it was amoebas wandering around, probably. Oh, the Sublight Probes chain. I forgot about that.
Construction complete.
We said Sirius was the one with the good districts with the energy. Yeah, great. And again, here I'm at 50 corvettes worth of alloy, and I need 60 to cap out. And granted, we'll pick up a little more from Supremacy probably, but no, actually, we already got all the naval cap. We might get it from tech? No. Yeah, so like, I'm
System survey.
practically good on alloys already to max out. So I can spend them on things like colonies and delightful.
Situation log adjusted.
Just what I needed blocking my early expansion. It's a real bummer of an event chain. It's just not a...
Technological acquisition successful.
Corvette patterns. So this now, I've noticed that when you complete like your first meeting alien life thing, sometimes you get guaranteed techs. And one of them that I have seemed to get a lot is this holographic cast one. The reclamation plant is okay. The mega forges are not super relevant for us because they just give jobs. There's no like output boost. The kind of the conventional pick for the alloy rush corvettes would be getting more hull points for without having to spend more alloys on them. So.
System survey.
So here we're going to do your classic Flak laser corvettes. And the deal here basically is that the Flak has pretty good DPS and good shield damage. So it strips shields, and then the red lasers do good armor and hull damage. And really, you want to go up to blue lasers. I haven't gotten lucky and rolled it yet, but we'll see what I get on the next physics draw. And these work great against kind of most of your wildlife, right? You know, your amoebas have fighters, which the Flak counters, and then no shields. So the lasers work well against them. The mining drones, I believe, don't have shields either. I don't think the crystalline entities have shields. So these work pretty well for early game wildlife clearing, and if you can get an upgraded laser, they can kind of hold you over until disruptors come online.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Shoot, which is the fleet I actually have here? Stalwart Security Echelon. We will retrofit and build a couple more, because I would like to get them out of the way.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
Council agenda ready.
So now we can fire Finding the Voice and start Favorite Society. We should. This is probably the wiser pick at this point.
Anomalous surface variable detected. Technological.
You think about it, if we're getting
successful.
5 drones a month, and we need about 200 drones to work a new building or district or something, we need to be building something every, 200 over 5 is like 40 months? So we actually have quite a while between builds. Maybe I don't need to build as much mineral as I do. I like fleet supremacy, I like the fleet command limit. With this plus supremacy, you end up with a naval cap or 60-ish and a fleet command limit around right, so we don't have this command limit from supremacy yet, but we end up with a fleet command limit of 60 and a naval cap around 60, and that works out really nicely. And the edict is pretty good too, so I like the build speed and the starting experience. So, and we picked up what? Yeah, the Xenolab. We could do this. As I said, we have more mineral production than we really need given the rate of pop production. So we can shift drones off of mining for a bit and boost our society output.
System survey complete. Hostile fleet assets engaged.
I already had the survey data. It's not a great specimen. I don't know. I guess I should figure out where these are. I don't really love spending the energy this early, because it's a lot of energy at this point in the game, but
Situation log adjusted.
having the tech available is nice. Okay. So they're a little... Oh, that's annoying. 658 We can go here though. Clear those ones out.
Technological acquisition successful.
And there's the physics one. I think I want field modulation. This is pretty good. This we can steal. This puts us on the path towards being able to specialize generator worlds that aren't our initial machine world. So it's a kind of a critical economy tech. Plus, like, our energy's a little thin at the moment. What? That's interesting. Maybe there is somebody up there.
Situation log adjusted.
Science ship. Yeah, we'll pick up a third copy of Espionage Subroutine. See, this is what I'm talking about. Naval cap. Agenda speed. Yeah, I like naval cap. That's fine. It does make our fleet command limit math work out a little bit less well, but... okay, so where did we pull drones from for that science lab? I think we probably pulled them from mining drones. Okay, that's fine. That's exactly what we wanted. And then we also picked up the physics lab, so we'll want that as well. And then we'll pull from miners probably.
Construction complete.
Actually, how much? 207? Yeah, that might. This might be our opportunity. We have enough fleet here. Well, 400 is. I thought we were at 600. That's weird. This is a bad system? I don't know. Oh, I forgot to upgrade that one. But yeah, well, if the fleet's already out here, we can go pick up mining drone laser. It is interesting that exterminators start in conquest
System
focus.
survey complete.
Now I think we will start picking up more of Supremacy. This has me a little worried. I would like to understand better what's happening there. Not like worried, but interested. And again, we have plenty of alloys. We haven't built any alloy stuff. It's just we did some crap expression though. Yeah, I think we'll take the upgrade now because we're gonna start getting like the higher tier traits. So. I like Space Amoeba Study because it's a global, like, empire-wide evasion bonus. I don't know what that means or how it works, this ion business. How strong? 167. We could take him. We are exterminators. It seems in character.
Situation log adjusted. Alert. Non-standard space entity.
Oh, the curators are gonna destroy him? I wonder if I'm surprised they don't generate salvage. That's a bummer.
System survey complete.
That's still void worms.
Anomalous surface variable detected. Hostile fleet assets.
Okay, what do we got? So we got 207 in the station. I'm okay with that. Okay, yeah, and we got salvage, and it's cutting lasers, reactors, ion thrusters. That's outstanding. Once you're done there, I want you up here doing that. Did I lose? Didn't lose anything. That's great. That's a huge pickup. Oh, this is not so great.
Special project complete.
So there's a corvette loss. Oh, nope. Still got away. Yeah, so we're pulling from mostly miners, so that's good. Pidram. Yeah, okay, so that's a decent, like, good habitability mining world.
Alert. Non-standard space entity encountered. Construction complete.
Does it tell me, like, who it is? It doesn't. Come on! 0 months! So yeah, at this point I think we pick up the fleet limit. We'll pick up this next. And then 2216, right? We got... Yeah, this will come out. And then we could, depending on what we find up here, we could do the build-up and just go.
Technological acquisition successful.
Naval cap would be fine. In theory, we could be building ag districts for the building slots, but I don't particularly want to do that. And bioreactors, again, like, if we don't do ag drones, what good are they? So, and the archive, I don't really want to build this early. There was something else I was going to do. Right, I wanted to retrofit these, go back over to that.
Ship fragments dissected.
Okay, so there's the Spark of Genius 2. Sure. Yeah. $650 for amoeba'd, $870. Let's shifting my solar panels over to shipyards this early would be a little
Planetary
bold.
settlement procedure initiated.
Given my energy situation, we can just do. We're not in a huge hurry to build up right at this moment. We don't know what we're dealing with here.
System survey complete. Construction complete. Technological acquisition successful.
Global energy management has to be the pick here, right? Because this lets us actually get specialization. Fortunately, in this patch, I'm on 4.0.12 at the moment. They did buff the draw weight on this, so that helps a lot. But that will let us actually like use this as a generator world, which is kind of the point.
Construction complete.
It has to be Real Empire. I think we do it. I think we do the shipyard and the build-up. That's a pretty good system.
System survey complete. Construction complete.
We've got all the build cost reductions. What we don't have yet is blue lasers, or is mining drone lasers, and that is a bit of a bummer. I suspect that this early we probably can still just rush down whoever it is with Flak laser corvettes, and then we will like retrofit to mining drone lasers when we get them. That the global energy management is just too good to pass up.
Detected. Anomalous surface variable detected.
Oh, did I? I forgot to trigger our favorite edict, the Fleet Supremacy, which will boost our build speed and help us get these corvettes out faster.
Construction complete. System survey complete.
We already got that one. This one we're going to skip. We don't need survey speed. And I don't think we have that one yet, but I don't know if we'll get it through this system before we actually get it legitimately. Or through the usual channels.
System survey complete.
Okay, yeah, so this is definitely another Empire. Whoa, interesting glitch in there. Yeah, and they're, we're gonna be ready for them.
Planetary surface settlement established.
Why are you low stability? That's interesting. Ah. Amenities. Probably don't need hunter seekers. Our energy and alloy incomes are falling as we accumulate ship upkeep.
Hostile fleet assets engaged.
Yeah, and then I think we just keep looking around. I want to find their capital.
Construction complete. Technological acquisition successful.
And again, we'll pull miners off. Okay, so this is a very tough set of choices. The materials workshop is a great engineering booster. The automation building is very good, and the draw weight's a little low, so like if you don't take it, you might not see it again for a while. And geothermal fracking leads into mineral purification plants, which again, I mean, they buff the draw weight, so like maybe I can put it off. Gnarly. I think we do the materials workshop though. I think that'll help us let us
Non-standard
get the other two. Okay, so they already have outposts. I wonder if maybe the reason we're seeing so many habitables in this space is people's guaranteed habitables. In Moval. It's another science ship from somebody else. That's the same Tau aliens. Tau aliens, interesting. I wonder if this is a Federation spawn or something. Archaeology? Okay.
Council agenda ready.
Yeah. And then, you know, we're doing the build-up, right? Ship build speed is something I care about a little bit right now. Having potentially war exhaustion reduction on the table pretty soon wouldn't be bad either. Here we're just building replicators.
Technological acquisition successful.
Yeah, I think we pick up the Unity. So what's their deal here? This is 3.7K. The districts look a little bad to be a homeworld, but it's relatively developed. What are we looking at ethics-wise? We got materialists, xenophiles, materialists, xenophiles. So we're not looking at a purifier, we're not looking at a militarist. That's good news. Yeah, it's a planetary. I think this is the lower tier capital, and like the 10 pop capital. I don't really know. Oh, well, they have the starbase, they have the armies. This might be a homeworld, but it's kind of a lousy one if it is. One thing I don't want to have happen here is I don't want them to finish the first contact and then immediately bump our fleet. Oh shoot, was there a... Do they have a navy? They don't have a navy here, and I think that's evidence against this being a homeworld. Because if they did, they would. Or if it were a homeworld, they would have a navy there, probably.
Anomalous surface variable detected.
But yeah, I'm a little nervous here about the potential for these. Okay, they're still moving to join. For them to finish the first contact and then immediately close borders, and for my entire fleet to go missing in action. So I might split this fleet in half, pull half back into my territory in order to prevent that from being a risk. Pre-sapience. Okay. This is a science ship project, okay. And they don't have an outpost here. Oh, okay. I wonder if this is a pre-FTL that went FTL? That's a distinct possibility. I thought it wasn't supposed to happen this early in the game, but...
System survey complete.
Yeah, we got two empires here at least. We've got Tau and Omega, so I don't know what's up. Not inhabited. That's super weird. They must have been a pre-FTL. There's no other way you get into that situation. Okay, I think we do this one, then that one, then this one. full on minerals. So we're overproducing. We should probably build some other stuff and pull miners off. We can deactivate buildings and then we don't pay upkeep, so that's cool. We probably could use some energy. Unity production would be bad. We're about to get, I mean, relatively soon we'll get the engineering building.
Alert. Non-standard space entity encountered. Hostile fleet as...
It's a lot of pre-FTLs. This is, okay. I guess I lost one somewhere. Okay, at this point, I do think I pull them. I mean, the other option is we do First Contact War and see how much damage we can do. But if they're a pre-FTL, they just win FTL. It's not really. I'm not worried about that. I'm more worried about closed borders slowing down the pace. We can split a couple off here. Well, we need enough for amoebas. Well, my thought here is that we can continue exploring on this side without allocating too much force. Okay, that's about an hour. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, right, it's 2220. We were maxed out. We're not anymore. But still, we have the alloys in the bank to max out and have a second, you know, size 40 fleet, size 50 fleet. Our tech is coming along better than it would have under old resource consolidation, where we would have had the equivalent of, you know, 2 researchers basically, just 1 lab up to this point in the game, and now we're this is more like, you know, slightly less than 2 engineering and then slightly less than 4. So this is like having 2/3 of a second lab. I would love to get more Unity production out. I'm contemplating using one of these building slots for that. But yeah, that's kind of like, you can still alloy rush with resource consolidation. It still works great. But the reason that, like, I was surprised at how easy it was last game to, like, go fight the devouring swarm that I spawned right next to. And the reason was that resource consolidation just gives you a ton of alloy production right out the door. So, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. And I don't know if I'll continue this game. The AI is really weak right now. It's almost uninteresting playing an exterminator because, especially if you play the early game right and get into a strong position, or have a strong opening, I guess I should say, it's really easy to just kind of blow everybody away. So, and again, this is Ensign. Maybe I should turn difficulty up. Maybe I should turn difficulty up with scaling. I don't know. I haven't really fiddled with difficulty settings. I feel like seeing what the AI can do without bonuses is important. But, yeah. So, thank you for watching. Oh, and we'll save. I always forget.